This presentation, entitled I Am Exhausted, will hopefully help you find ways to get more and better quality sleep. In a moment, I'm going to ask you a series of 5 questions. Please count how many yeses you have. Yes or no, number 1. Being in a warm room or boring lecture makes me drowsy. Number 2, I fall asleep within 5 minutes of getting into bed. Number 3, I need an alarm clock to wake up. Number 4, I sleep extra hours on the weekend. And number 5, I am sleepy right now. If you answered yes to 2 or more of those statements, you are one of the 35% of Americans who are sleep deprived. In addition, 70% of Americans report not getting enough sleep at least one night per month. Sleep deprivation contributes to about 20% of all car accidents and trauma. And according to a study published in Nature Communications, people in their 50s and 60s who get less than 6 hours of sleep per night increase their chances of developing dementia by 30%. Sleep deprivation has many negative events. Studies have shown that going too long without sleep can impair your ability to drive in the same way as drinking too much alcohol. There's a reason that sleep deprivation is a form of torture. We know we need sleep, but how much do we need? According to the latest recommendations from the National Sleep Foundation, you can see the chart. And for most people who are watching this, I'll bet we fall into the category of adults ages 18 to 64 who need 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night to function at our best. I got interested in the topic of sleep when the OTC 101 textbook that we were using a few years ago added 7 areas of self-care: alcoholic beverages, smoking and vaping, drugs, physical activity, non-alcoholic beverages, food, and sleep. I asked my students in my seated classes to rank these according to which were the biggest problem for college students. And I was stunned when sleep was overwhelmingly students' #1 issue in every single class. Between going to school at OTC full-time, working full-time, and family responsibilities, some students told me they were only getting 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night. One student told me she routinely dozes off on her 1-hour commute each way to OTC. I was very concerned about this, and I shared my findings with my cousin, who is a principal at an area high school. She told me she was seeing the same things with her high school students. She said, "My students are exhausted," and she encouraged me to check out the National Sleep Foundation website, which became the basis for much of this presentation. I mean, we all know we need sleep, right? So why aren't we getting it? Well, I know I don't need to tell you this, but when we're experiencing stress and anxiety, our sleep suffers. Problems always seem worse in the middle of the night, right? But there's actually a chemical cause for stress disrupting our sleep. Stress causes our nervous systems to release hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, which raise our heart rate and actually make us more alert. When our schedules are packed with too much to do, deadlines, projects, and family responsibilities, often the first thing we sacrifice is sleep. In addition, many of us feel we deserve downtime or me time after the kids are in bed and the dishes are done. So instead of going to sleep, we watch TV, pursue a hobby, or scroll on our phones. Beware of sleep stealers. Consuming caffeine too late in the day can make it harder to fall and stay asleep. Alcohol may make it easier for you to fall asleep, but it will be harder to stay asleep. Alcohol consumption within 4 hours of bedtime can limit production of melatonin and shorten our REM sleep. Our screens are also sleep stealers. The blue light emitted from our screens disrupts our circadian rhythms and tells our brains we should be waking up, not going to sleep. Put your devices away at least 30 minutes before bed and fight the urge to sit in bed and scroll on your phone, especially if you wake up in the night. We must make sleep a priority. Budget time for sleep in your daily schedule. Sleep experts say it is important to have a fixed wake-up time every day of the week, even on the weekends. In order to get enough sleep, work backwards. Determine what time you need to wake up in the morning, then count backwards how many hours of sleep you need to be at your best until you arrive at a good bedtime. One proven way to improve your sleep is to have a nighttime routine. First of all, try to exercise at least 30 minutes each day. Wind down 30 minutes before bed by putting devices away, lowering the lights, and doing something that puts you in the frame of mind to sleep. A bath or shower maybe, a mug of tea, a guided meditation app, or a chapter of a good book. The ideal temperature for your bedroom is between 60 and 67 degrees. Make sure your bedroom is free from all light because light disrupts our circadian rhythms. Consider blackout window coverings or an eye shading mask. Sounds can also be very problematic for sleep, so consider earplugs, a white noise machine, a fan, or a humidifier to mask outside noises. Make sure your mattress is comfortable and supportive. The life expectancy is about 9 or 10 years for most good quality mattresses. If allergens plague you at night, consider buying an air purifier for your bedroom. Scientists say that we need to have a strong mental connection between our bed and sleep, which is why it's important to only use your bed for sleeping. Say you've done everything right and you still can't fall asleep. Rotate your clock away from you so you're not watching the time tick by. If you're awake for more than 20 minutes, move to a different room without bright lights. Do something relaxing until you begin to feel tired, then go back to bed. Remember to follow these additional tips if you have difficulty sleeping. Guided imagery is an exercise in which you visualize a scene, a memory, or a story that you find calming. Create this scenario in your mind by visualizing the details of the story as slowly and carefully as you can. This technique can take some practice to master. Deep breathing is another great way to relax. One simple breathing technique is to breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 4 seconds, then release slowly through your mouth for 4 seconds. Try taking and counting 10 slow, deep breaths. Progressive muscle relaxation has been proven to help with sleep, even for those with insomnia, by promoting overall relaxation and calming the mind. It involves tensing and relaxing different muscle groups in the body for 5 to 10 seconds each while breathing deeply. Begin at your feet and work up to your head. A good night's sleep has many benefits. Sleep can keep your heart healthy and reduce stress. Sleep strengthens memory and concentration, and it lowers your risk of obesity. Getting enough sleep prevents illness by regulating and boosting your immune system. Finally, getting enough sleep leads to a better mood and positive mental well-being. So good night and sweet dreams.